Alright, y'all, shout out to the Street Wolves. I got tuned in, as always. Got my partner in the building.
AJ Dunk, all caps.
Yeah, and he's out here with a whole bunch of motherfucking fur on the top of his head.
And face.
Yeah, there's no need for all that shit, man. And we got a guest with us today, man, straight from Harlem.
It's your boy Ock2Gs.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I gotta give a big shout out to all you people, especially if you just went and saw the video I put out with tips to cheating. You know what I'm saying? And for $19.95, you PayPal me that and I'll give you some tips. You know what I'm saying? It's called Successful Cheating. You know what I mean? Now, what happens after that, that's your business. That ain't my fault, fam. I'm just gonna put you on the shit you could do. You know what I'm saying? So while we at it, I'm gonna give a shout out to all the people who are aware of this one cheating tip that I'm aware of. You want to throw off the scent to your girl or to your boyfriend, and you don't want them to know that what you're doing behind closed doors, there's a perfect way for you to handle these situations so they'll never start getting the idea of what might be going on. So fellas, you can't be the lazy dude on the couch eating cereal when the bitch come home from work and shit, man. You just can't do it. So here's a foolproof way, man, for you to get away with all that plus cheating. Every time of the month come around and her little period panties come or something like that, man, she might go and wash the shit, man. You should do that. Don't have her wait. Don't leave the shit there sitting around inside the hamper or anything. Take it upon yourself to go grab that, find the little dots and hand wash that. You know what I'm saying? Ladies,
What the fuck does that have to do with the scent of you? If you come home smelling like somebody else, what does that have to do with
No. If you want those tips, it's $19.95. PayPal me that. I'm just saying this is something simple that you can do.
That doesn't have shit to do with cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, I washed the blood out your drawers.
Yeah,
No.
listen, man, because that's true love.
So
Just
that's
think about it.
okay.
Would a female think you cheating if you went and hand washed her period panties?
Yeah, to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
You got to do these little things, man.
No, you do dumb shit. They gonna be like, what you do?
Yeah.
Where were you? What happened?
Hold on, but
You got a point.
if you anything like,
You would have to do that every month.
not me. I'm speaking for a friend, not me. But then you do it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And this won't be the problem. You know what I'm saying? She can always say, how can a man who hand wash my period panties ever break my heart like that? He won't do it. He's not capable. Does that sound like somebody who's capable?
And you know what it really sounds like?
Suspect.
Especially coming from you, talking about go wash some period panties. They're gonna be like, they're gonna walk up to you like, bitch, what are you doing? She gonna straight call you the bitch.
Oh,
She
man.
be like, all right, when you done washing them drawers, go in there and wash them dishes.
What
make
about the
dinner.
chicks, man? Like, for some of you dudes, you know, you might have had out a night of drinking or something, and then, you know, you wake up next to the toilet bowl because you've been vomiting all the time, man. And some of y'all dudes, man, get out of hand and end up pissing on yourself. If she out here cheating, then she should be smart enough to go and hand wash that.
So you saying that dudes is pissing themselves monthly?
Some are doing it weekly. I'm just saying, maybe she should go and hand wash some boxes, and that's true love. I could listen. Any chick who hand wash my boxes, hand wash, I would never think she'll ever be capable of cheating on me, man.
First of all, if you hand washing anything when there's washers and dryers that exist in this world, then something's wrong with you. Shit. Save $5. Go put that shit in the machine and walk away. Damn.
To me, it's all about the true love, man. But
Yo, if anybody out there takes that tip, ask Jay for your money back. Even
no,
though-
that was a free one right there. The rest gonna cost you.
Ask Jay for money because you ain't gonna have no boo no more, and you gonna need to wash clothes from then on out.
Like I
in the
said,
actual
man, we got
machine.
Ock2Gs in the building, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Definitely, man.
So let us know, man. You from Harlem, but you weren't necessarily born out here, man. Can you give the people a little background on you?
Yeah. So, my father was serving time in the military in Frankfurt, Germany, and basically I was just born on an army base. I just so happened to be born there while he was serving in the military, and I stayed out there for maybe like a year, from what I understood, maybe like 8 months to a year, and then came back to the States. But you know what's the funny thing about being born in another country is, like, I remember one time being in jail. I was incarcerated for like a week or some shit. Immigration came into my cell.
Yeah.
You know, like, just naturally when they ask you the certain questions when you get locked up and stuff, when you're getting booked, they be like, where you born? And I was like, oh, born in Germany. They thought I was illegally here. You know what I'm saying? So I run across situations like that that's just comedic to me. But I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
You know, obviously my father was just serving in the military.
Yeah.
So I wasn't born out there because of my nationality or my culture. I just happened to be under my pop's roof. You know what I mean?
What is that military, being a military kid, what is that like, as far as, is it like a culture shock, like constantly having to move around, or is it something you able to adapt to really quick?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I was raised up in Chelsea, man. As soon as I got here, I was raised up in Chelsea, like 23rd, 26th Street, Chelsea Projects and all that, man, downtown area, man, before I moved to Harlem. So when we came from Germany, you know, directly, we came straight to Chelsea in New York City, Lower Manhattan, and that's where I was raised up pretty much, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't a big culture shock because I wasn't out there that long, so people didn't really know that I was born in Germany, you know what I'm saying? A lot of my childhood came from Chelsea, you know what I mean? Being raised in Lower Manhattan before I moved to Harlem, you know what I mean?
All that moving around, just in general, was there ever a time that you felt like, yo, this is just gonna be our rest of our lives, just moving around constantly, or did it even matter at that point?
Yeah, it was a constant battle. It was a constant battle because I think from Chelsea we moved to Amsterdam Projects. I moved to Amsterdam Projects on 66th Street. Stayed over there for a couple of years, and then officially when my parents broke up and they split when we moved to Amsterdam. I think Amsterdam Projects was a step away from Chelsea. Like, I think in Chelsea we was still living with my grandmother. We was all kind of bunched up in there, and I think my moms and pops got their own crib in Amsterdam Projects. So that was just supposed to be their, you know what I mean, their time together, and I guess it didn't work out. So then my moms took me and we went to Harlem, and that's how I ended up in Harlem. Shouts to Harlem.
Yeah, definitely, man. East and West Side, man.
145, baby.
Yeah. So when it comes to Harlem in general, what are your early memories from Harlem?
Getting jumped a lot.
Me too.
You know, I come up around the white kids and come up around certain type of auras where it's like I didn't understand the streets coming up. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand. I came up around a lot of Hasididi type kids, man. A lot of good kids. So I didn't know the language. I didn't know the codes. I had to learn the hard way. I fought everybody. You know what I mean? The streets raised me. Pretty much, you know how that shit go. You know what I mean? Trying to come up in a world where it's like you thinking everybody's the same. You know what I'm saying? You young, you don't really know the difference. You know what I'm saying? You just thinking like, oh, this is my friend. Not knowing that they only your friend because you got the new bike. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I walked in the store, my new friends took my new bike. You know what I'm saying? So it became a thing where I had to learn from the streets. Like my moms, my pops, they wasn't really focused on showing me how to do that. So I learned the hard way, but it's a blessing now. I know how to use it.
Yeah, no, it definitely is, man. That kind of stuff molds you one way or another. Whether it's for the good or for the bad, it molds you.
Yeah.
I was raised on the east side of Harlem. I lived on both sides.
Right.
But when I first moved into my projects, Washington Projects, we were one of the only handful of Spanish families.
Right.
So our thing was, and then we're talking about the crack era, we're talking about the dope era, we're talking about needles on the floor, crack vials on the floor.
Right.
This is back when we used to go try to play ball in the back of the school, and that's what all the kids, the black kids over there, used to take my brother's basketballs. And then by the time they gave it back, the shit was popped from the glass vials, or it had a big ass titty on it, or like if my brothers want their ball back, they'd throw this shit in the street, make my brothers. So it was us all the time having a constant fight 2-3 times a day, getting jumped, all that, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention everything else that's going on around, because you dealing with that as a kid, you still trying to understand why any of this shit is going on.
Right.
And then it's the crack and dope epidemic.
Right.
So you're dealing with trying to adjust to, because we moved around shelter to shelter.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand the moving
The
thing.
moving process is something.
Every few months we was moving around. Queens, Bronx, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
when we
right.
finally stood in Harlem, now it's planting your roots. Now it's we finally have a home, someplace to call home.
Right.
But now you got to deal with the ills of the thing. So now you're
Exactly.
trying to adjust to the environment, fighting all the time. Not to mention the crackheads and the shootouts that ain't got shit to do with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're just
Right.
a kid moving up, coming up in there. So I definitely get that. Anything?
I'm good. I ain't experienced none of that shit. I'm listening. Shit. I got family in certain areas in New York, but we stop in, say hello, and then we be out and go back to Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey life is a whole different setting. Like, depending on what part of Jersey, which we was just talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all know Jersey definitely have a different setting because it got its advantages and its disadvantages. You know what I'm saying? To me, especially like Newark, no shout outs to Newark, shout outs to Redman, shout outs to Pete, everybody out there. It's rough in certain areas. It's rough in Newark and the Oranges 10 times as much as it is in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, to come up out there is way different. You know what I mean? So you definitely got to take your blessings as they come. You know what I mean? And that's what I learned how to do. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm blessed that I wasn't able to contribute to that conversation without getting
you were
jumped.
blessed. You were blessed. That's your blessing.
Yo,
To
man.
not know what we had to know.
Yeah, definitely. But this is why I say, even when I talk to my kids now, and I make light of it talking with my kids.
Right.
But I often say, like, whether it be my hands, my face, whatever, I always say I earned these scars. And my sons, for whatever reason, they find that funny. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just knowing that they're not going to have to experience that. Because New York isn't what it used to be just in general. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that kind of stuff, they're not to mention I'm here. But there's certain things they're not going to have to experience. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's just a joke between us and stuff. They find that funny. Daddy say he earned them scars. Like, yeah, boy. Yeah. So what was your introduction to hip hop, man?
So I got signed to a label called Die Hard Records, like in 2000 or something like that. And pretty much me as an artist, that's what I was passionate about. Me being an artist, I like to rap. I like the whole vocal training, that Tribe Called Quest, all that shit. I love that shit. I died for that shit. That's what I really built my life around. You know what I'm saying? If he said that in the lyric, I'm like, oh shit, that shit is true. Like, and I wanted to find out. Like, I was a real hip hop head. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what introduced me to the game. Me starting to rap and stuff like that. And then we all know as an artist, you kind of come across situations where you just constantly waiting for beats. You constantly waiting. You get tired of waiting. I'm like, man, I'll do this shit myself. You know what I'm saying? And then I got introduced to the beat world, and then pretty much the beat world kind of became more fun because it was more of a challenge.
Man.
It wasn't so much of a challenge trying to write lyrics no more, dude. Once you kind of master that, it's like, everybody's doing that, but everybody can't do this. You know what I'm saying? And then also the production side of things kind of kept me more relevant and kept me more in people needing me to be around versus 4 other guys that's trying to rap and do their thing, and then it became a thing where it was like, well, I want to be special. You know what I'm saying? If I come around and do my thing, I want to be special, and I want my presence to be, taken serious. So I stuck to the production more than anything throughout my career. Pretty much, that's what they know me for, producing. Artistry is just fun to me. I mean, I'm not looking to land in the $1 billion deal, none of that shit. I just love being an artist. The Bomb mixtape is my last project as an artist. That's why I'm going super hard with it. And pretty much the production side of things is what really got me focused on the industry. You know what I mean?
Is there an inspiration? Is there a particular, let me say, maybe album, song, or artist that when you first heard it, it just clicked? Like, yo, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, Midnight Marauders. Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders, man. I was addicted to that album. Like, I used to try to make a tape of it, cassette tape. Was it cassette tapes? Maybe, CDs at this time. I was really going hard. I was trying to burn CDs. The CDs was messed up. My CD burner was messed up. It was just, I was constantly trying to find ways to take Midnight Marauders with me while I was traveling. And this is when I was broke, and I'm like, damn, I can't afford $13.99 for that fucking album right now. Like, so I was constantly trying to burn a copy. Me and my man Book Bonds, shout out to Book Bonds. My man Book Bonds, he really kind of like started me into this shit hard body, showing me what keys and the instruments and the whole, you know, programming to how to make a beat. And Midnight Marauders was our thing. That was me and his connection. Like, we sit there and we connect. Oh, you hit a snare? Oh, you hit a roll? How do you do the roll like that? And I got addicted to that production side of things. So Midnight Marauders was my official introduction, you know what I mean?
You worked with Kid Capri, man. How did that introduction happen? How did y'all meet?
Kid Capri came about when his daughter's mother was my manager with my first deal. Her office was in the same office as the studio that the record company had, and she took a liking to me. I guess pretty much every time they opened a door, she would hear my music, and she was just like, "Yo, you fucking dope!" And she came in and showed so much love. Shout out to Rel, See Me Entertainment. She pretty much took a liking to it and just wanted to take me to the next level. And I mean, I kind of felt like really that she didn't have all the right connections as far as, but she knew the business because of Kid and her being with Kid Capri and being there for him to make certain decisions in his life for Def Comedy Jam and certain things, and sitting there giving him advice. And she had the knowledge, and I wanted to know what she knew. So yeah, I was introduced to Kid Capri through his daughter's mother, and pretty much that's how I came about with Kid. And then you know how it is. Your girl introduced me to you, and you popping. Eventually, we take a liking to each other. Like, yo, I'm trying to get where you at, and you trying to get to know what I know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like keeping him grounded, and he keeping me grounded, and me and him just took a liking to each other, and that's how me and Kid started rocking.
You got to go on tours with him.
Yeah, I got to go on tour with Kid. Got to see some things. He introduced me to the game, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Kid Capri is really one of the reasons Kid Capri is the reason how I met Diamond D, Redman for the first time. Everybody came to the house. Buster. Everybody come to Kid Capri house, especially back in like the early 2000s. You know, people would come in and just sleep on the couch if they was in town. You know what I'm saying? Football players, all kind of shit. So I gotta honestly give my big brother that. You know what I mean? He introduced me to the rap game. You know what I mean? As far as the accolades and escalating my career, you know what I mean? Being around a professional DJ like that, you know what I mean?
So is that where you was able to start working with Redman and Meth? I know you got a track with them.
Redman pretty much, that came about because Reggie used to come to the house, so I had made the So High song, and Kid was loving the record. He was like, yo, that record is crazy. So when Reggie came to the house one time, and while I had like a moment alone with him, I kind of felt like, yo, this is my time. So I'm like, yo, Red, tell me what you think about this. So I played this shit for him. Then Kid Capri got like the big speakers in the house and all that. So my shit sounded crazy extra. So I'm playing it for him. Shit sounded, he's like, oh, that shit is crazy. He's like, yo, send that to me. I was like, all right, yeah, I always dreamed of like you and Meth on this shit with me, or you and Styles. And he was like, yo, that's crazy. But mind you, when I played it for him, it didn't happen at all. It took for me to make the Loaded Lux record.
Okay.
And at the Loaded Lux video, now mind you, this is like 4 or 5 years later. At the Loaded Lux video shoot, this is how much I know Redman is a real ass nigga. At the Loaded Lux video shoot for the right record, he pulls me to the side. He's like, yo, so what happened to the So High record? In my mind, I'm like, oh shit, I thought this nigga forgot all about this shit. Like,
it was a full go.
Right, I'm thinking like, alright, I passed up on that fucking, it was a nice try. But that's what made me get the connection, like, and to be honest, that's the only reason why I'm gonna keep it real, why I'm crediting Kid Capri for even really introducing me to Red, really, because the right record and everything I did with the Lux project is really my real introduction with Red. But when he's mentioned that, it kind of made me like, all right, I got to give that credit to Kid now, because if it wasn't for the Kid Capri situation, Reggie probably wouldn't have felt all that familiar. And I kind of felt like when I did the record, because realistically, the Loaded Lux record came about, Method Man was just getting on it. Redman wasn't a part of it at all. Meth loved the record, and his peoples was on his ear, like, this is when Lux was really bubbling. They was like, yo, this record and this hook and shit is so hot. Like, you need to get on this shit with Lux, man. He's the next dude. And Meth was just getting on it, but it's funny because Redman is the dude that records Meth's vocals when he does features and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red is the engineer.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Redman does the vocal recording and all that for them. You know what I'm saying? Because Red know how to work his Pro Tools and all that. So when Meth came and laid the vocals, he was like, yo, who the fuck shit is this? Like, and Red told me the story. He was like, yo, hold on, who did the beat? Oh, R2G. That's my name. Oh, so I guess he kind of put 2 and 2 together. Besides the record just being a good record, and he wanted to get on it. He was like, y'all ain't gonna do this without me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Meth was supposed to get on at the end just, and then Red jumped on in the middle. While they was in Brazil or some shit like that.
Yeah, I like that record too, man.
Yeah, that record, you know what I mean? It came
that.
out special.
I like what they did in the video and all that, but
shout out to G-Lock, man. G-Lock did his numbers, man.
Yeah, man, that was dope. But I definitely like the actual song, you know, way more than anything, man. I was feeling that joint.
Thank
You
you.
brought up the Loaded Lux. How many tracks on that project he released did you actually do, or did you do all of them?
No, a lot of people thought I did all. I didn't do all of them because that wasn't really what I was trying to get Lux to sound like. Really, as far as my opinion, I thought Lux was a really big artist and he could be bigger. I thought it'd be dope if we had other producers kind of come in. You know what I'm saying? And that was my idea. I was kind of like A&R in the project, really. So it was kind of like he would get my word on a lot of beats and things, and he was like, "What you think about this and that?" And I was just like, "Yo, let's try a little bit of everything."
Yeah.
Let's try a little bit of everything because we don't know who might gravitate to you.
Definitely.
We don't want to just boom bap it and then we just typecast to just doing that. You know what I'm saying? So now I did 3 main records on it. That's all I really needed to do. I did the Right record. I did Hard Times in the Ghetto with Trader Truth, and I did All About My Money, which this is Smack.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what it came from. But I was feeling that joint, man.
Right.
I was feeling that. Of course, me being a battle rap fan,
Right.
and me actually having a liking to both of them for what they do, because they don't. For anybody who don't know, Smack will be is the business owner, and Lux will be one of the performers.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, they had a disagreement about something, but you know, more or less it's one of those things that you sit there and you look at them both, and you just like, damn, because I felt it would have been a little more easier if Smack was a battler too.
Right.
Can you get what I'm saying? Like, it's
But-
almost like uneven to me. That's why I was like, damn.
I'm gonna give you the story behind that record right there. Somebody I never told nobody. So, all right, so we watching me in my house and shit. We watching the Smack shit. You know what I'm saying? So we watching it, and then it becomes to the part where it's like, yeah, a lot of battlers, man, they choking and And I ain't gonna lie, at that point, I think we was all like our team we had like a nice little 4 or 5 man team. We was all like, yo, he talking about you, bro. Like we was gassing it, like, yo, he talking about you, bro. And I think he kind of felt it because Lux knows a lot of things we don't know. That's on the inside with that.
Yeah.
Because I was dealing with him more as the artist. You know what I'm saying? So he knows a lot more than that situation. So I think he kind of took the little information he knew on the inside and took what was on the outside. And I seen a part of him that was like the wolf. This nigga's a lion. He's about to attack. So I was just doing my part. You know, I'm thinking marketing wise, the whole setup. So I had a beat I was already working on, and I was like, yo, this would be perfect right here. And then I came up with the hook, and All About My Money. And then when I came up with the hook and shit, he was just like, yo, throw that on, let's go. Boom. We recorded the record, right? We recorded the record like a week before we did the video. We recorded the record. We going on the road. We doing shows. I make a long story short. He drops the video, the actual video. We watching it in the car on the way back from a show. And Smack is talking that greasy talk. So I'm like, yo, you seen this shit? Whatever. Lux is dumb height in the car. Yo, what? Yo, let's go shoot the video right now. Yo, let's go do the video right now, 2Gs. Yo, 2G, let's do it right now. I'm like, right now? He's like, yeah, mind you, it's like 12, 1 o'clock at night. That's why you see the video and shit. It's dark. It's nighttime. Yeah. We called our cameraman up and shit. Like, yo, get ready. Yo, right now. We do. He like, yo, right now? Like, yeah, right now, man. I want to do this video. Get this shit out, man. This nigga, And that's pretty much how we did it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he mentioned Smack and Beasley and the record. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of marketing involved. They brothers. Smack and Lux, they brothers, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know they got a lot of history.
Yeah, they brothers, man. It wasn't nothing real personal. It wasn't nothing that was gonna really be attacking somebody, you know what I mean, physically and nothing like that. They brothers, man. It was a love tap, but some people just need to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to get it off your chest.
Well, sometimes for me, I think that music coming from that moment,
right?
Whether it be an aggressive moment or whatever it is, that's to me when you get the more out of it. You, as a listener, you sit down, you listen to it, and sometimes you get that. When you hearing it, you can hear that little extra in the voice, or you know when they say certain words or something, and you know what I'm saying. Some of my favorite music is based on people talking about real life shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And you hear it, and at that time you can see it, and then the way he's performing in the video, you know, they again, I just was like, damn, because a piece of me was at that moment the first watch and the first listen.
Right.
I was like, damn, this might mean you'll never see Lux on there.
You know, we had to find a way to platform. That's where I came in as the producer, and pretty much wanted to showcase Lux as a great artist. And showing how he can. My main thing was to take Lux to the places that he couldn't reach, as far as having the sound that could connect with people that listen to music every day, because that's what I kind of felt like he deserved. Like he deserved to be heard on a constant basis. It's just that people only visualize him saying things. So when he's battling, he kind of showing you versus music, you don't really see him doing that. And I had to find a way to showcase that, you know what I mean? So that's how we made our connection.
Ghetto Millionaires. Talk to me, man.
Ghetto Millionaire is a brand that started with me and two other partners, Baby Thad and my boy General. General's doing real estate now, and Baby Thad runs a business also in Midtown. So we got the clothing that we started pretty much, and I'm about to do some new apparel. And pretty much Ghetto Millionaire is the lifestyle. You know, it's everybody that's trying to get out the hood. Pretty much we all know what that's like. But it's people that have money, that make a lot of money, that's still in the hood or have hood ways. That's a Ghetto Millionaire. People that think big, dream big, that have nothing, that's a Ghetto Millionaire. You know what I mean? It plays on both sides. Even if you're successful and you hang out with niggas from the hood, you know, you'll get a millionaire. Because no matter what you do in life, man, you got successful people we hear about all the time that want to brag about them being on the block. Like, why would you brag about being on the block and selling coke and doing all that if you already made it? But everybody needs balance. So Ghetto Millionaire became a brand, and that became a part of a lifestyle where it gives you balance. You know, you see the word ghetto, you kind of like, oh, but then you see millionaire, it makes you a little more comfortable.
So my question is basically, it's like you saying you want to stay grounded. Like, even though you can be at this status, don't forget where you came from.
There you go. Ghetto Millionaire keeps you grounded. It's a lifestyle.
You had a track like that.
Right.
I actually, I watched the video, I think it was last night. I was checking the video out. I must have ran it back like 4 or 5 times because I love the concept.
Where
did the concept, was that something you guys did, or was it the cameraman, or whose idea was it? The Ghetto Millionaire. That was the one where you guys that went to the train station with the
the game.
Right?
Yeah, the game. The game is
yeah,
it's called the game. Now it's called the game. Been in this game for years. Believe it or not, I direct all our videos.
Okay.
I got a cameraman and a videography for me or whatever, but I have to sit there with my editing guys and orchestrate it. And I play a really big role. Not to tuck my own nutsack, but I play a really big role, bro, as far as getting all this shit done. It's just that I'm just more motivated on the music side of things, and my 2 partners, which is also they're my partners now, is on the corporate side of things. They kind of outgrew the music. So I just love it so much. I just stayed in it and everything like that. So when I saw what I could do with it, I pitched it to my 2 partners, which was Baby Thad and General. I said, yo, what if we do something different? Like, at this time, I'm like, yo, man, everybody was taking chances. So I'm like, yo, let's do some old school shit, like, But it starts off, we on a new era, but we kind of go back into time. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't find a way to make the transition until I was looking at the steps one day on my block, and I was like, oh, by the time we get to the bottom of the steps, we got on the old Adidas suits, and then everything just played out from there. So me directing it, you know, that's what I saw for that record.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was a dope idea.
Yeah.
Well, y'all played that. I ran it back a few times. I was like, yo, this is dope. You know,
That shit actually got me. It's funny because I actually, since I kind of re-released the record, the video, I've actually got like 3 or 4 beat sales across seas and shit just from re-releasing for people that's onto me now that didn't know who I was back then.
Yeah.
Like now they know me, so now it's kind of like, yo, where can I get that? How can I buy that? Yo, you got some more shit like that? And then, so that's why I resurfaced everything. You see, I just resurfaced the Lux and Mook record that I did back in, you know. Like, I have to resurface things because people are just getting familiar with me. You know what I mean?
No,
So
that's and oftentimes you have to do that also for the other people who did enjoy it from that time. It's like a throwback.
Right.
Like, it's something you ain't seen them and you bring me like, oh, I remember I was feeling that shit. Yo, let me go check this out. You know what I'm saying? And it'll bridge them into the current shit you're doing.
Right.
And the current shit you're doing is the bomb.
The bomb right now. The bomb mixtape, back on my bullshit acronym. Bomb is acronym for that. BOMB, back on my bullshit. That was something I felt like I wanted to get off my chest from the Lux shit, from working with other artists, and just my fight. That mixtape is just my fight and my last voice to be like, yo, I can do this on my own. And that's pretty much just what the showcase is about. I just wanted to do something on my own without waiting for people to give me their approval, you know? And that's what Bomb is about. All those records in there just have a way of expressing myself in there without being vulgar, without being mad, having fun. Because that's what the thing was. People started looking at me like, oh, you mad? And like, nah, I'm not mad. I just had something to say, man. Like, I really just feel like I'm not with the fake shit. Like, I need y'all to separate me from the fake shit.
Man.
Some of these dudes, they doing shit for money. They doing it for this. I could have made a lot of money, man, if I would have sold people out and did. Like, y'all have no idea. Like, the things that I have and the things I could have done. Like, people know about Mook Battle and they know, you know, how he crushed Lugs. And, you know, I had people come to me and do certain, you know, and I could have went the extras route. I did a little shit that was like, okay, you know, I just want to get my shit out there and I want to do it. And I feel like I made certain decisions that I didn't want to feel comfortable about later. So I learned from those, but I'm kind of glad, like, damn, I'm glad I didn't go all the way. Like, I'm glad I did that little shit and it still could be fixed. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of shit I did was from my own feelings. I didn't have people to direct me. I didn't have a PR person and people to tell me how to do it. You know what I mean? So I learned from my own mistakes.
Now, on that album, how much of it was produced by you? What are some of the features you have on it?
On the Bomb mixtape, it's funny because on the Bomb joint, I really didn't produce a lot of those records. You know what I mean? It's just that they come off like that, people, because they know I'm a producer. But I didn't want to do that. I watched Kanye's format. I watched Swiss format. I watched a lot of the producers' format. Like, what made them a great artist? Like, damn, how did Kanye make the transition so well? Like, and what I realized was that he had a team of producers. And that's what I did. From me being who I am and doing what I'm doing, you know, a lot of these younger cats, they like up under me. They like, yo, I got this beat, man. Yo, what can I do with it? Da, da, da. So, yo, give it here. And then that's what I did. I showcased a lot of their work on my project. And I produced like 3 or 4 records. You know what I mean? One day I did the Red and Meth joint. Did a couple of joints. Got my nigga Henny the Don on there. Got Mascot. Got Ryder Broker. And Redman and Method Man gave me another track. So I was blessed.
Now, from all those tracks that are on there, is there like maybe 2 or 3 joints that you just tell people, yo, this is me.
Right.
Like, this is me. You want to know me?
Right.
This is me. You have any of those type of joints on there or no?
Yeah. The first record I released was the Ya 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 record. Some days I'm in and out. Yeah. That record is what really set everything off. That's how I got my website done. Shout out to Danielle. Danielle is my marketing manager. She came into play. So some days, it got Kid Capri to go hard with it. He's going hard on his show. Shout out to Kid Capri. He got Sirius. He's on Sirius Radio now. He got a show called Sirius Fly on XM. Tune into that Wednesdays and Saturdays. So he goes hard with the record on his show. That record just and Kid tells me all the time to this day, like, yo, go hard. That's the record. That record is the record. He's the one that picked it when I played in my project. He said, that's the first one. Do that one first. And that record did make people gravitate towards me faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's cool too. Played on here.
Yeah, I appreciate
we always
that.
throw joints on.
Okay. Yeah. I'm in and out.
They say I'm in my
I'm
feelings.
in and out. Some days I'm in and out. This world like yeah. Huh?
I don't care though.
I'm in and out. Like yeah. I'm in and out. This world I'm in and out. Some days I'm in and out. This world like yeah. Nigga out here just trying to make it. When I ain't got my gun, I feel like I'm just out here naked. You know that I'm the one, and you know I'm underrated. I'm trying to show my son and my daughter that I made it. Okay then, I never grew up trying to be a favorite, but now I'm having fun, so you know these niggas hate it. They thought that I was done, so you know that I'ma take it right back to where I'm from, cause you niggas violated. But waited, so now I'm gonna give you what you want. My nigga baby dad got my back if you front. You wanna see the wrath if you feelin' froggy jump. I never been a killer, so don't turn me into one. I'm done. Man, I've been doing this for a while and changed my lifestyle like yeah, huh? Watching my money pile and niggas is acting foul like yeah. I'm in and out, yeah, we in and out. That's right, I'm in and out. This world like yeah. Some days I'm out.
Now, when you start formatting projects, are you ever doing this to say, yo, man, I hear this person on there, I hear that person on there? Like, are you seeking someone out when you're doing it? Are you doing it with their style in mind, or are you just?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how. Excuse me. That's how me and Goods got to work. And shout out to Goods, the animal.
Shout out to Goods, definitely, man.
Pretty much. I heard the records, and I was just kind of like saving them for certain artists. Like a lot of times when I create records with a hook or concept period, it might not be for that time. I'll design it, put it in the stash, so when I come across certain artists, I'm like, yo, I got a record for you. As a producer, that's how you think. As a beat maker, we all know, if I make a beat, it's like, oh, I want everybody to hear it. I want to send it out now. You all over the place.
Yeah.
And I know that's how I started feeling. So what I did now is I just kind of create certain records. So when I came across Goods and me and Goods got to talking, and he was like, yo, I'm looking for this, I want to do that. He told me the kind of records that he really liked doing and felt comfortable with. I was like, oh, I got one of those. And I bought Where I Live.
Yeah.
And then I bought, another record we're about to do called Johnny Gill, My. So, now I'm kind of like, that's how I'm going to stick to my format. Because that's how I kind of did it with Lux and other artists that I was working with. I just learned that it's a timing to things. And I learned the timing, you know what I mean?
Man. Well, there are people out there who already know you work with, as you mentioned, Goods, Lux, Capri. What are some of the other Redman, Method Man? What are some of the other big names that people are aware of who you worked with, and who are some of the up and comers that you worked with?
I was featured on Diamond D, man. Shout out to Diamond D and the DITC. Diamond D gave me a big shot too, man. Diamond was really believing in me as an artist. He was one of my biggest fans on that side of things, man. He really supported me a lot on that. I try to put myself in a certain box when I did the artist side of things with him, because he's a great artist and producer, and I watched him do it. So, he showcased me as an artist on his project, and I was thankful for that. And then also I was working on this Redman and Eminem record, you know what I mean, that's coming, and I don't want to speak too much on it because I know they're dealing with sample situations and shit like that. So I'm still in submission mode with that. But a lot of things that I worked on and I've done for people, I mean, I did shit with G-Dub and Loon and a lot of the Harlem-based artists. I started out with Mace pretty much as an in-house producer for Mace, but a lot of the situations, like I said, and like the Lux situation came out, like, I didn't stick to the paperwork. I didn't know the business. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I always kind of got cut out the box with French Montana. I had an artist named Henny the Don. I don't know if you're familiar with, but
Well, I heard him on one of the tracks of yours I was listening to.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
He's an incredible kid. That's one of my artists that I'm working with, Henny the Don. pretty much that's something that I designed from the ground up. Me and Henny just started from the ground up together, and we still here. So that's my little brother right there. But he introduced me to French Montana, and then we started with French. And like I said, because I didn't know the business, once French got his shot, then it became a whole nother thing with Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? They kind of cut you out. They kind of redesign the tracks. They don't necessarily kind of go to the new people unless you sign to French.
Oh, okay.
See, that was the thing I didn't know. Like, I'm thinking I'm doing shit where it's like, okay, yeah, I got this hot joint. Oh, French, we did shit together. So I know automatically, like, that's not how it works. Because you're dealing with corporations.
Man.
And when you're dealing with corporations, they only deal with other corporations.
Man. And over time, too, they have a whole idea of what they want to do.
Exactly.
And over time, they don't give a fuck about nothing else. They have their idea, their mind frame on what they want to do, which tends to be something I've heard from so many artists before. When they start having the issues with their label and shit, that's what it's based off of. Like, yo, they end up having a whole different vision than what we initially talked about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
it turns to this whole shit show.
Exactly. So that's exactly in that order right there you just said. That's what happened. They have their own agenda when they sign an artist. So it's not about the niggas you was working with that got you here. It's not about that no more. It's about like, oh, we see what we can do with you now. Oh, I got my hitman producers. Yo, Buck Wild. Yo, this person. Yo, Omen. And that's how it goes. Unless I'm ready to sign under them and get paid peanuts and be tied in for 10 years, that's pretty much how it's going to have to go. And I wasn't with that. So I've worked with bigger artists. I just didn't get the big commercial record yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Got anything?
I'm pretty sad. I understand everything. I don't know many of those names. I'm not talking about like the bigger names, the more Henny the Don and all those other names. I'm not familiar with them, but I do understand and respect not putting certain things out there for the money. I don't think that is all for the money. I think in the end, karma does play a role. Like if you're doing shit for the money, then
it's gonna come back.
Pretty soon you're gonna be the one looking for the money when everybody else is
The flip side too is chasing the bread. Sometimes, like you said, not knowing the business, you end up signing for the bullshit. And then later on, kick yourself in the ass because you was chasing that quick little 20, 30,000, not knowing that you signed your life away that was worth God knows what.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
so,
I could have did that so many times, and that's the thing. I never wanted to go through what I went through on my first 2 deals. I went to DreamWorks after I came from Die Hard. I signed with DreamWorks. I sat on DreamWorks with Cassidy. It was Cassidy. It's like 2 other artists. I forgot who. I think it was Joel Ortiz or something. But I sat there, and they gave me like $50,000, and I got a crib, and I never had a record. And I had at that time I was working with Sporty Thieves. They was bubbling. And I had Marlon Brando, and I bought Marlon Brando into DreamWorks, and they wanted the whole group, and I didn't have access to Kirk and everybody else. So, you know, I was trying to bring label situations to bigger production situations where DreamWorks is paid, and it was like a tax write-off, like, you know what I'm saying? But I was stuck for 5 years under DreamWorks, and I never had a chance to make a record. So because of that 5 years, I lost 5 years of my career for $50,000. It's like you got to look at it from leading back into the money. You know what I'm saying? Like you get signed, so you like, oh, I'm hype. I got a deal. I got $50,000. I got me a little Honda. You know what I mean? You thinking like that for the money? Like yeah, I got money. I could do shit. But my music ain't gonna be out for a long time.
I do have a question though. It did arise as you're speaking about that. Now, in terms of like producing and all that, are you big on like your name being put out there on a project that you did? Like I'm saying, because when most producers, if you mention their name, you'll hear them, but you won't know them by face.
Right. So
does that play a big part with you in terms of like producing?
Yeah, to a certain extent. That's why I started showcasing me more on the hooks of the record, because I wanted to get my face out there. because I knew it would be harder with the internet and so much trafficking going on that it's kind of hard to stay focused on what a person's branding is like if you're not familiar with them, period. So I knew it would be harder to brand myself if you didn't know what I look like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a young cat. I'm in my 30s. Like, I'm not these little young dudes that's putting out a song every day. I'm not on that page. You know what I mean? Like, if you put out a song every day, eventually you're going to stay in tune and you know what they are. You know what they are. But I'm coming from a producer side, and as a producer, it's like, to be honest with you, man, it's like the worst situation ever. Like, the caking, if you get your shit off and the cake's out for you, but the process is so fucking hard because you're the main subject of the record, but you're really like nobody to the record. It's like you blame both sides. Like, they need you, but they don't need you. So they need you until they get what they want, then they can just throw you away.
Disposable.
Like, oh yeah, all right, we're on to the next record. Like, and that's what kept happening. Like, I'm producing records and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, like this joint about to drop. Oh, but by the time it dropped and came, it was kind of like not so much of a big deal no more because they was already getting ready for the single after that record.
Yeah.
So they didn't put a lot of money in marketing for my record that I produced because that was designed to set up the record that they really want to push.
Yeah.
So I had to come up
It's
with
like
some
the jab.
concept.
That's pretty much what it is. Like the jab, they just setting up that right hand. That's what the bottom line becomes.
Exactly.
All right, man. In closing, man, what's next? 2017 is literally days away.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So what's next? What are we looking forward to from our 2Gs?
So now we doing in the movies. I'm going into Tribeca. So now I'm showcasing. I'm actually doing a movie called The Game, and that song is going to be on the soundtrack. The Game is based on two brothers that I'm working with right now. It's about two brothers coming up in Harlem, kind of going at war with each other, and I'm doing a soundtrack on Pendulum on Tommy Boy, and I'm doing my first movie, pretty much my first independent film. And then I'm doing a double feature video first called My Dear, with Lifetime partner and Worthy off my Bomb project. And I'm breaking into films this year. It's 2017. It's me as an executive producer and as a as a director. You know what I mean? So I'll be breaking over into that industry soon. That's where I'm going with it right now. You know what I mean? And I got a submission, situation over at Tribeca. So that's where I'm going right now.
Sounds dope, man. Let the people know where they can find you, man.
Catch me on Instagram at Ak2Gs, AHK2GS. Go to my website, Ak2Gs Music, that's AHK2GSMusic.com. Ak2Gs Music, you can find out everything about me. You can read up on me, see what I've done, see where I'm going. And everything else is going to work from there, man. I'm thankful to be on the show.
Thank you for coming on. I definitely like that website too. The quality of that, I don't know what you would name it, but in the background, the videos that's playing in the background.
The way they did the site. Shout out to Danielle, the team in Miami that did that, man. That works, man.
Yeah, well, Danielle, salute to you because that really was dope, man.
Yes, Ak2GsMusic.com. That's what's about right now, Get that Bomb mixtape. You could download the Bomb mixtape on there. It's my last mixtape, but it's the greatest mixtape I've ever done. I'm in a comfortable space on that project. Everybody that's on there, I'm blessed and thankful for Redman and Method Man to give me another song to run with, man. And everything else just came, man. Shout out to Capri, shout out to Diamond D, shout out to everybody that helped me get to this level, man. I appreciate it, man.
My brother.
I'm gonna check out your Instagram to see if you're washing those period draws and 2017.
I just might film me doing it. I might just film me doing it.
See if anybody
follows
that.
Show you how to wash them right. Show you how to wash them right. You know what I'm saying? I can do it. I got you.
That's too suspect for me. That's not my style. That's just not my category.
I'm not washing. I'm not hand washing anything.
Yeah, she's gonna think something. I can't do that.
Put that in the sheet. But nah, it was a pleasure meeting you. I understand the logic and things on what you're saying, even from the comedy standpoint. Like, cause I do my own podcast, and I'm trying to make it where if you need me for something,
right,
and if I get there and you need something else, I'm able to do that also.
Exactly.
So I understand.
It's a
Pleasure meeting you.
I appreciate y'all. Man.
The name's AJ Dunk, all caps. Find me at ajdunk.com.
Yeah. Everybody, y'all already know JLegend 100 on Instagram and Twitter. Check out the JLegend Effect, our past episodes. Thank the guys for being here. And then, y'all already know, man, as I say to all the street wolves all the time, what you got to do for the wolf pack. Wolf pack being a family or your crew. 3 things you always got to do. That's provide, protect, and educate. We'll see you on the next episode, man. Whoa, whoa.